Hello, everybody. Welcome to this program by the BNC Mastermind Club. Today, we have with us Mr. Ravindra Bhatt, a well known name in the Indian dairy industry, who has spent almost more than 27 years across the large and reputed companies or organizations like Delabul, ISF, and so on, and presently working as the business development manager at Repute Engineers Private Limited, Pune. During his association with all these organizations, he worked almost in all sectors of the dairy industries, starting from milk procurement to milk processing and to the end products. So let us welcome our today's guest, Mr. Ravindra Bhatt, to understand his view in the milk procurement basically. Namaskar, sir. Welcome to the
Namaskar.
program.
Thank you, Prakash. Thank you for having me on this platform. It is good to know that you are giving me an opportunity to share my experience and little knowledge about the milk collection network and the services going into that. So it will be my pleasure to interact with you and share my knowledge about it.
Thanks. Thank you, Bhatt, sir.
Thank you.
So to start with this program, so I just want to know your viewpoints on the importance of cold chain in the milk procurement system. So कितना महत्वपूर्ण होता है कि एक कोल्ड चेन मेंटेन करना एक टोटल जो मिल्क प्रोक्योरमेंट प्रोसेस में since you have worked a lot of time in the milk procurement side, so can you just share your views on this point?
Uh-huh. Uh, I mean, India is a tropical country. Our climatic conditions are very harsh,
Yes.
especially the summers are very high temperature, and in most of the places it is so. And also, our collection is not from the farms, as you already know that these are from individual farmers spread across the rural areas,
Yes.
and it takes a lot of time for the milk to come to the nearest processing facility. With these conditions and with this situation, the only way left for us is to cool it. I mean, that's one way in which we are able to preserve the quality of the milk. So it is very important for us to have some kind of cooling arrangement, or as you called it, the cold chain from the farmer till it reaches the nearest processing facility. So cold chain is very important, especially in the Indian tropical condition like ours. And also to make many of the value added product and to get a good shelf life for the products which the milk processor intends to give to their consumers, it is important that we maintain the quality, or we preserve the quality of the milk as much as possible. So, I mean, we are left with a good cold chain as one of the best options to preserve the quality of the milk. So that's very important.
So what I understand from your point of view is that you should have some cooling facilities or the cold chain has to be started from the point of collection of the milk,
Yes.
right, sir? So you have already spent more than 27 years of your career in this dairy. So can you just
Yeah.
highlight on the development of cold chain process since
Yeah.
last 20 years? What you have seen,
Yeah.
or what is the condition in before 20 years, or maybe how it is developed to this point?
Yeah. I think you have also been part of that journey. So we worked at some point, we worked together in
Yes,
different
yes, yes, sir.
organizations, and we have together seen it. So if we go back to those days, very beginning of all this discussion, what is taking place now, or some years ago, initially there were no concept of any kind of cold chain. People used to bring their milk in the normal condition, and there were no cooling facilities or anything. So whatever comes to the dairy was getting processed. I mean, there used to be a lot of rejections due to storage or due to spoilage of milk because of this lack of cooling facility, and also due to the time which is taken from the producer to the, say, the processing plant. See, I think if we go back about 15, 20 years ago, bulk coolers, as we are popularly seeing now, it was not present in those days.
Yeah.
Slowly, I mean, the industry leaders like National Dairy Development Board, then Amul, GCMMF, then some of the the other leading milk unions started thinking about it. Not only the cooperative sector and also the private sector like Nestle. These people have started to think about what is the best solution for doing this, and people have started considering to implement the bulk coolers or milk collection systems. I mean, that's where it started. In the early days, there were hardly few people who were considering to go for bulk coolers. Slowly, as one, two, three examples are set up, people started, realizing the benefits of it, and people went in for it. More and more number of cooperatives as well as private sector dairies went in for it. Over the period we have seen, if I remember it correctly, the first few bulk coolers what we sold, or in the initial years, few years, they were more of ice bank type of cooling tanks,
Yes.
which were there. And then later, slowly, I mean, the new technology of direct expansion type of cooling systems got introduced in the market. I think we were involved in introducing that technology in the market. Then people realize the benefit of direct expansion, and slowly the ice bank tanks have almost, I think in today's situation, I think there are no more ice bank tanks being used. Most of it is all bulk coolers.
Yeah.
So I mean, this has been the change. Like, people have realized the benefit, and today we don't have to explain about the benefits of the bulk coolers to any of the users, or any of the people who are intending to go for it. It has almost become an essential part of their milk collection network, or the infrastructure which they develop as part of their milk procurement or milk collection network.
Yes, sir.
So I think that is something which we have seen over these
Okay.
many years.
So you,
I mean, if I remember some cases, we the suppliers of bulk coolers were involved in making route studies, trying to arrive at
yeah,
the economic calculations of it, how that will be beneficial in terms of money as well as in terms of quality. So we
right.
had put a lot of efforts in sort of bringing over this change over these many years. So I
Right, sir.
think I mean, that's the way I see it.
So you take the
Yeah.
name of the bulk milk cooler, which is popularly known as the BMC. So
Yes.
as of now, also what we can observe that there are many societies, many collection centers which are not equipped with the BMC till now also. So looking at the implementation of this FSSAI rules that milk has to be chilled to 4 degrees within the 3 hours from the collection point. So what is the importance of bulk cooler? You are thinking that how important it will be for the dairy industries in future to come.
Sorry, I think I missed you, Prakash.
Okay. So now am I
Hello,
audible now?
I missed you.
Am I audible
Yes,
now? Hello?
yes,
Yes. So you took the name of that bulk milk cooler, or very popularly we called it as BMC only. So looking at
yeah,
the implementation of FSSI, which says that milk has to be chilled to 4 degrees within 3 hours of collection. So what is the importance of
mhm.
BMC for the dairies nowadays? What do you feel that, okay, BMCs will be a prime equipment for the collections of the milk today, or what is the important for dairies as such the BMC is?
Yeah. I think even today there are these the conventional milk chilling centers which are being used. In which case, unless you have a good density of milk available in a particular area, the time taken from the producer to the milk chilling center, or the cooling facility, will be more than 2-3 hours.
Yes.
So the best way would still be BMCs, or the bulk milk coolers, which can go in smaller capacities, which can go closer to the farmers, and which can help the farmers or the milk collection network to cool the milk within short period of time.
Right.
because milk chilling centers will still be, large capacities collecting so much milk within less than 3 hours will be still be difficult unless you have such good density of milk in a particular area.
Right, sir.
So I will still say that, in considering the new regulations which may be coming up from FSSAI or any other authorities,
Yeah.
BMCs will be very important. It is not only, whether BMC or not, whether any regulatory requirement or not, for preserving the quality of the milk, it is very essential that we cool it as soon as possible. In our situation it is not possible because we don't have so much of milk at one farm. With one producer it will still be few liters of milk. So
Yes.
for us, the collection center or the BMC center which becomes the cooling facility will be the solution. So we have to, I think we will in the near future, or whatever future I see, I think it is going to be the BMCs which will be playing a important role in cooling the milk at the milk collection level. So
Right, sir.
smaller capacities will always be better, so that you are able to reach as close as possible to the farmer.
Right, sir.
Yeah.
So, but nowadays also, if you'll see that the percentage of BMC that is already installed in the field is very, very less in comparison to the number of collection centers. So,
Mhm.
what is the there are maybe a lot of factors behind that, that why the dairies are not implementing or installing the BMC. So, whether
Yeah.
the skill level for installation and maintenance is one of the factor that prevent dairies for going for more BMC. Do you think that is an obstacle for the dairy, that they are not getting handful of technicians or the laborers, skilled laborers to maintain those equipments?
Yeah, I think it is not, in my opinion, I think it may not be the availability or the availability of the skilled people to maintain and run it. I think the biggest problem, in my opinion, is the collection in a particular particular center.
Okay.
That's the most important deciding factor if my understanding goes well. So if you have only 100 liter, 200 liters, you will not be able to, the investment will not be justifiable, or we do
Mhm.
not have such solutions at an economical, with an economy. So that's one of the, the most important hurdle for to go for cooling facility at every collection center.
Right.
That is why most of the dairies, they try to club such few centers and bring about sizable amount of milk where the investment becomes justifiable.
Okay.
Of course, this is this is one of the major hurdle. But at the same time, once when you decide to go for such an infrastructure, you definitely need good people, skilled people, to run it as well as to maintain it. uh, we cannot ignore that. So that is also an important aspect, and especially these are all going to be in the rural areas. It is not in cities or towns where such skills may be available easily. But in the rural places it may be difficult for us to find such resources. So that could be one of the factors. Yes, I mean, I won't completely deny it,
Yeah.
but yes, it could be one of the factors which may be discouraging the dairies or the milk processor to cover the entire network with milk cooling systems, or BMCs maybe.
Right, sir. Maybe it is not the factor for discouraging the dairy to install those things, but maybe at the some corner of their mind, there is a point that who is going to take care of those equipments. That is what is
Yeah, yeah.
also what we feel. So,
Yes, yes.
if we'll develop some well-designed training program for these technicians or the upcoming students which are passing out from the ITIs and all,
Mhm.
will that be helpful for all types of stakeholders, starting from the route managers, procurement managers, route in charge, these plant operators, and the technicians also? Will that be helpful for them to
Oh yes, of course.
ease out these
Yeah.
issues?
Yes, yes. I mean, of course, the skilled people are needed, in every industry. As we are progressing, the dairy industry is progressing, and, it is growing and it is expanding year on year.
Yes.
And to support that growth, you will have to expand your milk collection. and mechanize and provide these kind of better infrastructure for milk collection, including these cooling tanks or BMCs. So that is important. It is not just by installing, since it's a mechanical part, so this needs to be supported. So there is going to be a demand for the skilled people who are efficiently be able to maintain these units by providing services as and when needed. And those people will have to be trained. I mean, you cannot simply put somebody to take care of it. So you have to have a proper training, do's and don'ts, all those things are you know explained to them, and they should be able to take care of those installations. So the demand or the necessity of such training is important. I mean, it is to be recognized and it is to be developed. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your wonderful insights. And I think a lot of viewers will be benefited out of this. Thank you once again. Namaskar.
Thank you.